Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Diane. Let's get to it. So you've all been asking for the squirrel mould. So today we're going to do the squirrel mould. I did have an idea. Don't know if this is going to work, but I found an image online of a skeleton of a squirrel. It's just a silhouette, and I've kind of shrunk it down, squished it and manoeuvred it and all kinds of things so it'll kind of fit in here. Didn't bother with the tail section of the bones, because obviously this is going to be normal, the fun bit, but I'm going to put a little squirrel in here, skeleton, and I'm going to be using this. This is, let me just grab the box, I forgot what it's called. This is a Smart Vinyl Permanent by Cricket for the Joy. I bought a load of this when it was on offer at one point, even before I owned the Joy, because you can still use this on your regular crickets. You just have to like put it onto a normal mat. But anyway, as you can see, I've already cut it out. I will, whoops, where's it gone? There it is. I've already cut two out because I couldn't remember which way round it needed to go. So I've cut two out, one facing either way, each direction. And what I need to do now is weed it all out. Not sure if you remember, a while ago I put some of that this stuff, the stencil glue, temporary stencil glue, onto my tray. I've never been able to get it off since, because that's how good it is. But it's still sticky, so I thought I'd better stick this down to it. But what I do want to quickly do is, I got one of these, what's it called, the Gyro Cut Pro from the NEC when I met the lovely Tracy from Mini Scenes. So I'm going to give this a test, so I can just cut around the bottom, so I'm not wasting all of this tissue stuff. So I'm just going to go in around where I can roughly see where the image is. Up and over there and over there. So now what that'll do will be make it easier so I can actually cut this off. So I'm just going to use this thing I got from Temu or somewhere. I just liked it because of the colour, but it's a pokey tool thing, so just grabbing this piece, peeling it back to reveal most of the squirrel. Oh, that bit needs to come up there. Obviously I could have saved most of this for something, but I'm not going to bother this time, as I need to just get this done. So go all the way around, get to there and peel that bit off, and then come back in and grab this bit here. Oh, looks like I didn't quite cut it. Did I? No, not properly. Okay, I'm just going to grab the gyro thing again. Where's it gone? There we go. Is that right? There we go. So right, I'm going to finish picking out all these tiny little pieces, because there are a lot of tiny little pieces here. Get off. I'll just quickly show you what I'm doing. So all I'm going to do is go inside and get these actual little bits out in here like so, and I'll be back once I've finished. So I've done that one. I worked out that there's this side that I needed. This one I'm gonna just, I don't need at all, so I'm gonna get rid of that one. But just in case you don't know how to deal with working with vinyl when doing transfers, you need transfer tape. This is Cricket because it came with my Cricket when I got it. Oh, don't want that little bit on there. So all you do is line up the tape. I've probably cut this a little bit too small, but it should be okay, just about. Line that up over the top. It's just actually the right size, which is good. And then put that over the top of what you want to transfer. And then I'm going to hopefully try and unattach this now from here. This is how good this stencil tape is. This stencil sticking stuff is. It won't let go of it. Good Lord. And this is a plastic sheet. So bear with me a minute. Oh, Joe, that was stuck. Right. Okay. So I've got that on there now. So now all you need to do, I'm leaving this backing on for now on half part of the tape because I want to be able to put the backing straight over the top of it again. So I'm just peeling it up very carefully, making sure it all sticks to the tape. If it doesn't, give it another press and then kind of roll the backing away from it. Sometimes it gets a little bit stroppy and doesn't like to come off, so I'm going to try this way. So I'm just going to roll the tape away from the backing. That's better. There we go. Now it has pulled up some of this tape, so all I'm going to do now is pull that away from there, and then I've basically just created a sticker there. I'm going to be using some of this heat resistant acetate sheet. I'm going to be sticking this to it, but first of all I need to cut this out so that it fits the mould in there, so I can put this onto the acetate piece and then put it inside the mould, if you get what I mean. So what we need to do is work out the shape of the squirrel roughly so that we know where to cut it out. I'm going to use my little sharp permanent marker, and I'm just going to go on the inside of the mould and then follow that round kind of like that. It's only a rough shape, so I know roughly where to put the sticker so I can put it into there, because obviously I need to stick this face down and the sticky is on the reverse side, so it's not going to work. So I'm going to cut this out and I'll be right back. So before I cut this out anymore, what I want to do is flip it over. So this is reverse to this because this is the way this will be going on, like this, and then it will be going into the resin like that. I've taken the mat off a minute so I can try and see what I'm doing, because I'm just making a faff of it at the minute. Okay, now what I want to do, peel this back and fold it back, and then I still can't see what I'm doing. I need to try and get this in the right place, but I can't see what you're doing. I can't remember how to do this. I used to be able to do this really easily. I had a way of working out to do things, but I can't remember how to do it now, so I'm just going to wing it and try and... oh, no, not like that. Right, so we need... I'm sorry if you can't quite see what I'm doing here, but I'm just trying to manoeuvre it into the shape of roughly where the shape of the mould was that I got it ready for. I'm just going to stick that on there like so. And then I'm just going to peel that off, leaving the sticker on the acetate, and then reapplying the transfer tape back to the back, its backing, so that I can reuse it again, because it is reusable. So now I've got that. Obviously it's not on the lines, but thankfully the lines are on that side, so I can clean them off. Now we need to get squiggly actually sitting in the mould properly. So I didn't do that very well at all, did I? Yeah, I'm just going to clean off this bit right back. Okay, so all I'm doing is using a bit of 99% isopropyl alcohol and cleaning off the permanent marker that I just put on here, so I can try and cut it out in the right pattern. So there's that there. Right, now I need squiggly to sit like that. I did struggle with the back there, so I'm going to end up having to lose a little tiny bit of the back. It was when I was trying to reproportion the shape of it. So I will lose that, but it's the sacrifice. So let's go under there. And hopefully that will be round about the right shape that I need. So I'm just going to cut this on the inside of the line. Only needs to be a rough cut so that I know roughly where it's got to sit, and hopefully it won't move around too much in the mould when I put the resin in. Okay, so now I can actually test if that will fit in there. And will you fit? Yay! So I didn't have to lose too much of his back, but I'm just going to clean off the rest of that bit of alcohol that's still the pen, sorry, and the edges where I didn't quite get it, the lines. Next thing what I want to do is pop him aside so he's nice and ready for when we're ready for him. Pop him back there. And what I want to use are my ethereal flakes and powders. But I was wondering, actually, no. I know what I'm going to do actually first, thinking about it. I need to clean this with a bit of tape first. It's got very dusty while it's been sitting around waiting for me to work out what the heck I'm doing. On the underside. I know most of it's on the underside, silly. Bits here that I've got stuck. Getting a lot of them on the outside. Very bizarre. So, oh, get off my finger. Right. I'm going to add some, come here. I'm going to add some Let's Resin UV resin. That's really hard to say sometimes, but it's this one. I've just got it transferred into a silicone bottle so it's easier for me to squeeze. So I'm going to squeeze some of this into the mould just a little bit so that I can put that in, and then I don't have to worry about the ethereal powders going on this part of the mould, if you know what I mean. So let's just squeeze some out. It's very, very chilly again still at the, well, very chilly again at the moment in the UK. Started warming up and it's gone cold again. It was actually snowing at we have a race course or racing event with horse racing, and it was snowing there. I can't remember what it was called, but in March, It's ridiculous. So I'm just going to warm this up with my heat torch gun, and I'll be right back. There we go. Not only does it thin it out so that I can manoeuvre it around the mould a bit easier, it actually pops most of the bubbles. Okay, there is a bit of a lip just here, and I want to try and keep the UV resin inside that lip, just there. Make sure there's no bubbles around the edge. Okay, I've got those in. I'm just going to use the rechargeable collapsible light I was sent recently, just to cue this up a little bit. And so I like to do it from high so that it tends to not shrink as much. So I'm just going to, does that come on? No. There we go. So I'm just going to cue this up and I'll be right back. I'm just going to put some more in here so that I can actually stick the thing down to it. So I've just added some more in, and I'm going to give it a quick heat with the heat gun tool again, just to burst any bubbles and manoeuvre it around a bit. And now I'm going to get the screw up, and I'm going to use a bit of this resin that we have here. I'm just going to move it around a little bit so it's covering all of it. Trying not to get any bubbles in this, you see, so just filling in the little gaps in it. So basically what I'm doing here is if wherever there's a hole where you can see through, I'm filling it with resin to try and alleviate bubbles from forming inside them when I put this face down now. I'm hoping it'll work. I just need to give that a little blast again to move it all around again. So now I'm going to very, very carefully lay this in there and hopefully not get any bubbles. It didn't work because it's got bubbles there. I'm just going to squish out the bubbles where I can. From over the top. And this is why I was using the heat resistant acetate, so that it doesn't melt. Okay, so I'm just going to fill that in there. So I'm just going to do the same, turn this light on and hold it from above a distance away, just so that it doesn't cue it too quickly. and I'll be back once I've finished curing this. So that's all cured up now. So now I don't have to worry quite so much about any of these ethereal powders from the tail getting into this part of the mould. So now I'm going to turn him round and we're going to work out what colours we're doing. So what colours do you think a skeletal squirrel would be? Shall we just go crazy and just do lots of different things? We'll go with Spectra Ethereal Flakes, Fairy Ethereal Flakes, because they're like purples, and Wisp is like another purpley blue. This Imp is absolutely gorgeous, which is a red. And then we have Pixie, which is a pink. What do we got? Purple, purple, blue, dark purple, light purple, blue, red at the top. Oh, shall we do a rainbow? Red, orange. I don't have yellow, so it'll be orange, yellow, green, blue, violet and indigo. Not sure which way around them would go, but we'll have it in there well like that. Yep, we'll go in that, and then we'll just fill it in with something, one of the whoops one of the ethereal powders if there's lots of space. Okay, so we need to start at this end and work our way down the tail. I'm going to keep these in here so I can kind of work out where I need to go. Yeah, okay, that's about right, I think. So now I need I'm going to try one of these brushes that I actually received from the Tiny Turner and see what these are like for doing flakes. So, oh, look at that beautiful reddy pink. I'll be backing this in white, by the way, so that it's more ghostly. I know it's not Halloween. My daughter did turn around and say, but it's not Halloween. I says, but I like skeleton. Who needs to be Halloween for a skeleton? Tweezers, that's what I'm looking for now. Right, so I'm going to get these and just go do all over there. Gosh, they are so static. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Okay. Try that first. So I'm just giving it a good old burnish down to make sure it shines nice and brightly. I've got most of that, yes, excellent. I'll just get a few more on there just to do that bit there. So that's Imp, absolutely stunning. If you're wondering where to get these from, you can either buy them directly from the Tiny Turner. I bought some from her, but then I did buy others from Wendy over in Toompish because she is a stockist for Emma. So either way, go and grab yourself some if you can, because these are absolutely gorgeous things. So I'm going to grab some of these again, just blobbing it in there, letting the static of the actual mould grab a lot of them at the moment. Using the same brush, doesn't really matter. Gentle rub first and then giving them a good rub down, going slightly over where I've just been as well to try and blend them all in, because I'm trying to get a bit of a blending going along with the colours. Okay, next we'll go with Elf. Oops, need to put the lid on that one first. So that was Sprite. Now we're doing Elf, which is a beautiful green and pink. Again, just letting it suck it onto the mould, get rid of that hair. Not going all the way across this time because we want wisp around this side a bit. Oh, it's got the glove stuck inside there now. Okay, so push these on. Tap down first. Make sure you get into the sides as well. What I like about the flakes over the powders as well is how they leave chunks of different colours. Depending on which way up they've landed in the mould, you'll get different colours. And that's what I like about them. So it's an interesting material. So now we're going to go with Wisp, which is the blue. And we're going to go over this part here. Oops. Don't need too many of these. This part here. I might actually back this in a slightly different colour to the white, thinking about it. Because this is showing up more yellow at the moment. And I'm thinking if I put the white on, it's going to show yellow, or will it show the blue? Not sure, I'm going to have to do a bit of an experiment, I think. Okay, so I think that's all of that in there now. So spin this around a little bit. That's all wispy. Wisp. Willow. Willow the Wisp. Did any of you, do you remember that? I'm pretty sure I've asked you that when I got them before. That was, I'm pretty sure it used to scare me when I was a kid. I don't know, I can't remember. Is this even recording? I hope you're recording. Yeah, I think you are. That's good. Oh dear. Let's try this one. This one is all big chunks. So we need to come into the side here. Down here a little bit. Put the lid back on this one. This is Fairy. Again, just dabbing it to make sure that they don't float away. And colouring all the sides and everywhere else, just a good going over. Oh, I can't get rid of that bubble there. Don't want that in there. And then last of all is Spectre, which was the darker of the two purples, I do believe. Yeah. And we're just going to bob that in the bottom here. Literally in his bottom. Okay, dabbing in the sides. Dabby dabby dab dab. Dabby dabby. Right, I think that's everything. Very nice brushes, thank you. What are the ethereal powders that we have in here? Shall we just go with Fairy on the squirrel, if we can get it to stick onto the squirrel, that is. I really don't think I'm going to need to do any of the, what I was talking about with filling in gaps with the powders. I think they've filled in quite well on by themselves. So I'm just going to use a little bit of this and hopefully it will stick to the squirrel. But I do need to go around the edges of the squirrel anyway, so that that part of the mould's coloured in as well. Can't quite see what I'm doing. Let me spin that round. Sorry about my arm being in the way, I'm just trying to see what I'm doing. I'm not sure if it's actually stuck to the squirrel. Oh yes, there is a bit on it actually. So yeah, that's fine. So now I need to mix up some resin and I shall be back once that's all mixed up, debubbled and ready to pour. Right, I've mixed up some resin. I have, if you can hear the humming, that's my Resiners Debubbler Pro, Resiners Pro Debubbler. I have got some debubbling for another project, so I'm sorry about that. But I've mixed up some resin. It's very bubbly, but I'm not too bothered about the bubbles, simply on the basis it's going to be white, so hopefully we won't notice any bubbles, hopefully. So I did decide to go with the white, so now I'm going to give a good squirt of this because I do want it to be quite opaque. That's probably a little bit overkill, but we'll find out. And just mixing it in. So I'm going to put you on fast forward quickly while I'm doing this, and I'll be back shortly. Okay, so that's nicely mixed in now, it appears, and it's quite opaque, so I'm hoping that'll be enough. So I'm just going to bring the squirrel back over. Ooh. I'll put that there. And the reason I went with the white in the end was I placed this upside down on the blue tray, and it was, although you could still see the rainbow, you'd see the rainbow a lot more clear. I didn't really want it as a super bright rainbow, because I wanted it more like a ghostly kind of thing. So I put it, and it showed quite bright. Then I put a piece of white tissue underneath it, and it was just nice colours. Hopefully it works. I am going to give it a little bit of a spray with some alcohol just to hopefully avoid bubbles, because there are a lot where they could get caught. I'm not normally one for spraying my moulds with alcohol to get rid of bubbles, but this time I don't really want any. I want it to be nice and smooth, hopefully. So we're going to start at this end and just pour very slowly, but I'll fast forward once I've started getting going. Simply, you don't want to see me pouring this as slow as I'm pouring it, because it's very slow. So I'll speak to you once I've finished pouring this in. Okay, as you can see, I don't have quite enough. I think you can see anyway. It's not quite come up to the top, is about 3 mil short. So all I'm going to do is mix up a bit of extra resin and just pour it on. You don't need to see that because this is all filled in now. Hopefully there shouldn't be any bubbles due to me pouring it so slowly as I did from the beginning, and it was just basically just flowing across all of the little ridges and all the rims, hopefully leaving no bubbles. So I shall see you next for the demold. Okay, this has been curing overnight. Seems to have done okay. It seems to be a little bit bendy. There is a bit of a coloration. Oh yeah, it's quite bendy actually. There's a bit of a coloration difference with the whites, because I obviously put a bit too much white in the second batch, but it's the back, so we're not really going to complain, and it kind of looks kind of cool. But I'm going to turn it over and peel it from the back, or at least release it from the mould first, from the sides of the mould. I'm wearing gloves as it is still not completely cured. I don't want to risk getting fingerprints all over it, because it's being a little bit soft still. Just pulling it away from the mould's edge. Now we're going to have to flip it over now. Oops, there's lots of bits over the edge because it started dribbling over the edges at one point last night, which wasn't it wasn't fun trying to level it back out again, because my table come out of level, which I hadn't noticed. But right, so let's flip it over this way. I'll get that bit out of the way. And we shall go like this and reveal it all in one go, hopefully. Oh, so far so good. Come on, up you come. Right. Oh, that's beautiful. As you can see, it went all underneath as well. So I'm going to spin it round. I don't know if you see it properly yet. And there we go. Oh, that is so pretty. Oh, I love it. And I love my little skeleton too. Oh, that is beautiful. It's just enough so that it's not completely in your face and too bright. And at angles it's more white, and then different angles it's more coloured. So if I tilt it sideways, and oh, that's gorgeous. Absolutely love it. Wow, I'm in love with this. This is going on my wall. I'm not having it as a tray. I'm going to have it as a wall hanging. Absolutely stunning. So there we go. There's the first one of last week's haul. As most of you were saying, squirrel, so I had to do it. So yes, thank you for your support. Thank you for suggesting the squirrel, even though I was probably going to do the squirrel anyway. So yes, it's beautiful. I will leave a link for the mould and any other products I've used today in the description box below. There are some other links to suppliers that I use, and some of them are affiliate links which earn me a few pennies if you make an order. It doesn't cost you anything, but there are also discount codes for you as well from the same people, and it's much appreciated, and I do appreciate it if you do make orders. So yes, thank you to my subscribers, channel members, and any of the suppliers out there who are kind enough to send me products to test and to share with you. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye.